Welcome back to some of the most intense moments in the wild world. The hunting ground is unnervingly quiet, and that silence is the clearest warning of all. There is no chase, no collision, only pressure tightening with every measured step. And when a massive shadow fills the frame, the truth becomes clear. The grizzly never left. It was only waiting for the moment to finish. Young individuals are always the most exposed during chaos. The sow tries to hold a protective rhythm, but the gap in strength quickly shows. The grizzly does not need a long pursuit, only the instant the formation breaks. In survival, a single delayed step can decide everything. Across the open plain, the grizzly advances at a slow, deliberate pace. Each step forces the bison herd into heightened alert. At this size, even a small mistake carries a massive energy cost. Knowing when to stop is also a form of victory. With powerful jaws and heavy claws, the bear quickly takes control of the situation. But once the deer's full weight is revealed, the real challenge begins. Every dragging step becomes a test of endurance and patience. A scent locked beneath the ice draws the grizzly toward a rare reward. The longer it remains, the more attention it attracts from others nearby. The bear is not only holding food, but controlling the space around it. In extreme cold, time itself can become the most dangerous opponent. By the cold water's edge, two bears approach the meal with measured caution. The open space allows observation before any move is made. Lowering intensity helps reduce direct competition. In the wild, feeding always comes with discipline and defense. Two grizzlies face off along a narrow passage, rising to assess strength and distance. Physical pressure and presence shape the outcome. The dominant individual forces the other to leave the area. Territory is established through control of space. The grizzly approaches a weakened elk, taking advantage of a fragile moment. An unexpected reaction shifts the encounter into a different environment. The river becomes the factor that reverses the balance. In the wild, a single decision can change the entire outcome. Amid the confusion, a gap opens in the herd's defensive formation. The grizzly does not rely on direct force, but on a fast conclusion. A more controllable target reduces the risk of chain reactions. Panic always creates the briefest opening. One movement is enough to force the bison herd to reset the situation. Numbers close ranks, turning space into a moving barrier. The grizzly pauses to weigh the cost of every step forward. Once collective defense is established, attacking is no longer optimal. The male grizzly turns the meal into a temporary territory. Others approach, then choose to keep their distance. Even without action, body position maintains control. In nature, possession is enforced through constant presence. In fast-moving water, the caribou loses its usual advantage. The grizzly accelerates at exactly the right moment. The challenge continues as another presence moves closer. Gaining advantage is only half the journey. Maintaining control is the true goal. A vertical tree trunk is not an obstacle for a black bear. Paws and claws distribute weight with precision. Each clean climbing motion reflects years of accumulated experience. Adaptation opens access routes unavailable to others. Pressure from multiple directions pushes the calf toward the water. The grizzly uses that movement to shorten the distance. Speed becomes decisive in open terrain. Every choice of direction influences the final outcome. By calm water, a large meal is used to its fullest. The grizzly does not rush, prioritizing efficient energy intake. Even while feeding, vigilance never drops. For bears, every major meal lays the foundation for an entire season of survival. Deep in dense forest, a chase erupts amid panic. The pursuer does not waste energy on reckless speed, waiting instead for a decisive moment. An unexpected obstacle disrupts the rhythm of movement. From there, the distance closes rapidly. The massive weight pulls both animals into a heavy standoff. Thick fur and tough skin allow the bison to absorb much of the initial pressure. But the terrain gradually limits room to maneuver. Once space is controlled, weight becomes the deciding advantage. The bear gains leverage by rising onto its hind legs, using forelimb strength and body mass to apply pressure. A mother bear rarely risks a direct confrontation, as antlers can cause serious harm. But when protecting her young, she advances regardless. Determination and survival instinct shape the outcome of the encounter. Scent draws the grizzly toward a recently docked boat. It quietly checks what remains behind. The dogs respond immediately, applying collective pressure. Under sustained stress, timely withdrawal prevents unnecessary escalation. The encounter begins in a fragile balance. The caribou maintains distance with solid antler positioning. The mother grizzly does not force the pace, gradually guiding movement toward the river. In nature, victory often belongs to the one who chooses the right place to conclude. Leading her cubs, the grizzly maintains a cautious hunting rhythm. The target is chosen for controllability, not for displays of strength. The approach is efficient, reducing risk to the young. This is a survival lesson passed on through action itself. Two top predators face each other in a confined space. Strength and agility create a fragile equilibrium. The standoff reveals energy costs that are too high to justify escalation. Neither side needs to push risk beyond its limits. Withdrawing at the right moment is also a form of victory. In September, the breeding season brings male moose to peak condition and confidence. Distances with a grizzly can be very close, yet both understand the cost of direct confrontation. Wide antlers and massive size are not used to attack, but to assert boundaries. Silence and restraint become the way to avoid an irreversible mistake. A tense standoff unfolds between adult males through displays of strength and controlled grappling for position. The goal is not only to overpower, but to establish distance and access to key ground. Fast-moving water creates a narrow passage the prey must use. The grizzly remains still, allowing the fish to enter a preset path. There is no rush. Energy is conserved for the long stretch ahead. This is quiet preparation for a harsh winter. The grizzly prioritizes large meals while avoiding unnecessary risks. Time becomes the critical factor as cold season approaches. Survival strategy shifts from pursuit to conserving strength. Hibernation is the reward for preparation done at the right moment. Lamar Valley suddenly tightens as the bison takes the initiative. The grizzly does not respond head-on, easing back to read the opponent's momentum. Distance and terrain quickly shape the encounter. One well-timed decision is enough to change the balance. Not every meal begins with a stalk. On the shoreline, the grizzly digs in slow, precise rhythms. Curved claws work like perfectly adapted biological tools. Patience opens access to nourishment hidden beneath the sand. A heavy meal stuck in deep mud becomes a test of strength and patience. Smaller bears keep their distance, waiting for a safe opening. The dominant individual focuses on pulling the meal free from a poor position. Competition plays out through position, not noise. In the grizzly's world, controlling space matters more than speed. Two grizzlies face each other in a contested stretch of territory. Each measured swipe tests balance and resolve. This is not just about raw power, but about who controls the ground. Once the advantage is clear, the weaker bear gives way and leaves. The sudden arrival of a black bear scatters the boar group in seconds. Amid the confusion, one smaller boar falls behind the rest. The scene clearly reflects the harsh rules of natural selection. In open terrain, pressure is applied steadily. The grizzly does not surge and burst, choosing persistent pursuit instead. Distance closes with each consistent stride. In hunts like this, endurance is the decisive factor. In the wild, the one who controls the pace rarely needs to rush. If you want to keep following these intense hunting moments and the cold strategies of top predators, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what comes next.